Okay, so turns out I had the microphone set to the wrong device, for which I apologize. And Skylar there was kind enough to point that out. And I'll be honest, my earbuds are not being particularly helpful. But given that nobody's watching at the moment, I hope that wasn't a problem. I said that, and it turns out there are 3 people watching. One of which is me, one of which is Skylar, and one of which is somebody else. So whoever the somebody else is, thank you for showing up. Do appreciate it. Skylar, stop laughing on my channel. Okay, that's actually terribly funny to me. In case you're watching on YouTube, Skylar there is Thivia on my YouTube channel. So, Skylar, I am terribly sorry. You just got outed. In the same way that Nimue here is Shards of Insanity. Yeah. Skylar is the person laughing. In YouTube chat. Thank you, Skylar. I do appreciate that. And we have 4 minutes before Grandma. And then I can start remembering what the heck I was doing. What the heck was I doing next? I don't remember. Hang on. Oh, right. Daylight Prairie is where the dailies are, and then I realized we were approaching 2:30, and so we needed to go to Grandma. And now we have about 2 or 3 minutes before Grandma's. And if you're not familiar with the game, it takes far too long to explain it all. It's a sort of online experience. It's not an RPG. You don't gain, well, I say you don't gain levels. You gain flappy levels. Which determine how high and how far you can fly. Yeah, that's pretty much the major functional gain, but you don't have to go over the top. Nimue here refuses to go above what she can get in terms of flappy levels just through the regular realms, whereas Skylar and some of my other accounts have all gotten what are called wing buffs, which you get by spending ascendant candles, but none of which you have to pay for. It's literally a free to play game, and you don't have to pay for anything if you don't want to. And having said that, I know exactly how much that cape costs because I have it myself. And its white counterpart from the Journey Ascendant cape. If you haven't played Journey, and you enjoy Sky, go play Journey. Why am I running at only 120 frames a second? Oh, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. And yes, this is what we do. We collect light for candles, candles that we can then spend on things in the game. We make friends. We make acquaintances. I just made an acquaintance there. One of the genius things about the game is if you watch carefully, I am not moving. And yet my avatar is currently looking at sort of. Oh, right now, of course, would be when the game decides it's going to do something other than what I'm used to. But the avatars will look around. It'll look like they're interacting even though you're not doing anything. And honestly, that is genius. I've played some multiplayers where you don't get this much apparent interaction. And yes, what's happening in the game is going to be about 30 seconds ahead of what Skylar there is actually saying. But I'm trying to think of a suitable example. If any of you have played Palia, for example, your accounts, your avatars, do not look at each other. They don't engage. They don't behave like they are independently a part of the story, shall we say. Here, you can literally be standing still and your avatar will look around, just like Nimue just did. That wasn't me. Entirely. They'll look at other people that are in the game. It's a wonderful thing that game company has actually done. Now, I can complain about that game company, but I will also give them credence for the good things they've done within the game. And if you want to hear my criticism of them, just watch my series on their end-user license agreement and privacy policy, and comments about the zombie apocalypse and how it will affect performance of the game. No, I'm not joking. There is a section about that. Nobody reads the end-user license agreement to games, and you really should, even if it takes 3 hours or so. So for this game, I saved you the trouble. It's somewhere in my video collection. Go look for it. So what we're doing here is collecting candles so that we can make hearts, gift hearts to people, and save up candles so we can spend them on stuff. And right now we have about 5 minutes before we have to dash off to the next event. And yes, I have these things, among others, timed down to the minute. I'm not the only one. Serious long-term players You know, they can tell you when the various events are. To the minute. And in fact, what I need to do is quickly check to make sure we got a Black Shard event in Daylight Prairie. Now, it has to be said, when it comes to streaming, Sky isn't exactly the most popular thing in the world. I checked on Twitch earlier. There were... yeah, nobody was watching, to be honest. But I enjoyed the game. And hey, let's face it, Sky is not as old as The Long Dark. It's not as old as Warframe. I nearly said Warframe. It's worth noting that the avatar isn't necessarily me. It can be regarded as an aspect of me, but not necessarily me per se. I run several accounts, and I'm told that they are all somewhat different. And that's a cute little chibi with an umbrella. And that is actually a Constellation white cloak. Yeah, that takes too much time to explain. That, I'm trying to remember how much that cost. 50 candles? I mean, it's not cheap. There are cheaper capes in the world than that one. So they put some time in the game. And I have no idea why they have a fluffy toy on their heads. I am not a fashion expert. And we need to go home now. Skylar, we need to go home. We've got 5 minutes to the turtle. And I don't know why I'm doing that, because at this late point in the event, you don't actually get the lights. You end up planning these things pretty much to the minute. And that's a bug. Yeah, the fact that Skylar there looks like a moth, that's a new player. Yeah, that's a bug. And now they don't. So what we now have to do is rush to get to what I call the poopy turtle. Stop yelling at me! Now, I can get there in less than 5 minutes, which means, though, that we have the opportunity to pick up a few bits and pieces along the way, as long as somebody doesn't distract me too much. Yes, it's the poopy turtle. So called because it poops green light. And you'll see what I mean. And we got to come back here anyway. There is also a poopy eel that poops blue light, but we're not going to see it during this run. I tell you what, Skylar, when you do your own live stream, I'll let you flap. How about that? How so, Skylar? This is our normal sort of thing here. Sounds breaking up in my ears a bit. No idea whether you can hear that. Oh, hang on a second. What? I just got a message on YouTube. Some of you may not hear this. Duong Fan. Hi, I just happened to come across your stream as a player of this game in the past. Could you tell me what makes you feel special about the game? Nothing makes me feel special about this game. I just enjoy it. I am not special in this game in any way, shape, or form. I just enjoy it. And today, for a rare once in a while, I elected to stream something that I truly love, which is this game. I don't feel special in this game. I just enjoy it. It's calm, it's relaxing. I can practically play it without looking at it, because I'm so used to the patterns of where you go, where you fly. It's relaxing. And on a rare occasion when I get time during my day, I'll go to, oh, I don't know, the hidden forest and randomly help people out. However weird they might find it. Skylar, is that a jab at me because I'm typically nearly bald with a buzz cut? Excuse me a moment. Damn it. Sorry. Apologies. Let me restart. So, where was I? I was talking about things I like about the game. Yes, so this particular personality, Nimue, they are gender fluid is the best way I can describe it. I never intended for them to be that way, but that's what they are. Their personality is such as that they really don't care. They just want to be themselves. I have another personality in the game who is male, exclusively male, was created to be so, and has actually received negative attention early for portraying themselves as a man in the game, which was weird at the time. So there's a certain, I mean, it's basically dress up. You're cosplaying. And in case anybody thinks that's weird, have you played Warframe lately? I mean, half the time you're cosplaying as some freaky, weird anime type character anyway, so what's the difference? And I apologize if anyone has missed me for the last 5 minutes for I forgot to switch the microphone back on when I was coughing. I apologize for that. But no, each of the accounts that I have was started for various purposes, and then they developed a life of their own. Nimue here was created specifically for telling a story. It's called Journey of the Wingless. They started out as a wingless avatar with the purpose of seeing how far they could go through the game without wings. And then there came the inevitable time when they picked up a wing, and I attempted to find out if they could lose the wing legitimately in the game without cheating or anything. And the simple answer was no. So they started out as disposable. And then I realized that in my own way, I liked playing them. So I continued to do so. They have their own rules by which they play, in that they don't pick up wing buffs and they don't give a crap. Is the simplest way of putting them. They will do whatever they want to do for whatever reason they want to do it, and that's what they do. My other accounts are much more constrained and arguably less free. And the game allows you to do that. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the game is arguably about cosplaying. It's about being yourself or being fragments of yourself. My YouTube name is Shards of Insanity, right? It might as well be Fragments of Reality or Fragments of Sanity. And each of the accounts that I run in this game on a regular basis are in some ways fragments of myself. They are still me. They all share one thing in common. They are not mean, they are not unkind. But apart from that, yeah, I'm told they are quite distinct. I'm not sure I see it myself, but apparently that is true. Skylar, if they are listening, can probably confirm that. And if we're not messing around, it's because this is actually how I'm used to doing candle runs. Now, the funny thing about dress up is that, as far as I understand it, there are men, sorry, so-called alpha males who find the whole concept a little bit objectionable, and yet those same alpha males will happily dress up in reality or in a video game as soldiers / warriors, and they don't call that dress up, they call that tactical gear. But given that they're not really actual soldiers, they're still basically dressing up. So what's the difference in a game? Ooh, I should do this more often, just to comment on the hypocrisy of certain, typically men, who don't like the idea of people playing dress up. No, if I don't feel, if I feel unmotivated, I don't tend to stream. If I feel like, oh, you know what, I want to go to sleep today, that's what I tend to do. No, this is actually a very rare time for me to stream. If you have a look at my, hang on a second. If you take a look at my Long Dark live stream earlier today, I think you'll see 120 odd concurrent viewers. I think it's got 200 plus viewing hours. So, you know, I do this for fun. I'm not looking to make money at it. If I ever do, that would be nice. But no, I do it for the fun of it. And I have 4 people watching. So there's you, me, Skylar, and 1 other. So somebody's getting some benefit from this apart from me. And I don't know what's going on Twitch. On my best day, I had something like 250 concurrent viewers when I was playing the Long Dark. And I just need to find out. Oh, okay. Hang on a second. No, I genuinely stream because I find pleasure in it. What do you mean when you're my age? I'm only 59. I have no idea how old you are. I can't remember what we're doing. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, we did this already. My son is 17, so you'd have to be scarily young to be watching this and asking me to think of you as my grandchild. Hello, this account is so dead, or that account is so dead, depending on your perspective. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going this way. Yes. I'll tell you what, the great thing about streaming this is I can almost literally do some of it in my sleep and I can still talk. Like this. I was the first person you saw when you opened YouTube. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I honestly am not in a position to judge. Actually, do you know what? That's kind of interesting. Given that I normally stream The Long Dark and Warframe lately, you open YouTube and you see me streaming Sky, Children of the Light. Hey, maybe that's a good thing. Oh, I'm not offended. I can't remember the last time somebody commented something and I was offended. Probably because if they said something offensive, I just ignored it. Because what are you supposed to do? I mean, actually, think about this a second, right? You're streaming. You're trying to create a positive image. And let's face it, I am trying to create a positive, upbeat image. Okay? And somebody says something offensive. I've got two choices. I can either create a scene or just ignore them. And the easiest thing, and mostly the best thing, is just ignore them. I don't want to create a soap opera YouTube channel. I just want to be me talking to you and you talking to me. So, you know. Skylar, where are you going? We have places to do, things to go. Or is that the other way around? I'll be honest. Hang on. Oh, good grief, that was loud in my ears. Keeping up with the younger generation is not easy for people like me. Well, I say people like me. I grew up with computers. So I grew up with technology, for example, that my son has never experienced. I watched the language change, I watched society change in response to technology. And yet, I have lost track a little bit. I can't help it. Older generation. I am an older generation. I'm 40 years older than my son. No, more like 42 years older than my son. So there's going to be a disconnect. I didn't leave you. We had a server split. So in a way, I grew up with I grew up with the technology that everybody now takes for granted. I watched it develop. I saw aspects of it that most people never did. I remember when touchscreens were a thing back in the 1980s. Which they were. Absolutely they were. And for my generation, I got into computers late. I mean, the first 6502 processor was sold in 1975. And the first personal computer that you could actually buy it in was Apple I, maybe? Around about the same time. And I didn't get into computers until 1982. So I got late into the scene. I have no idea where we're going now. We've done the dailies. Oh! Candle cakes. This isn't an optimum run. This is me and Skylar there just mucking around. Yeah. And I can't remember if we got this, did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, you can do that, definitely. I mean, I have an experience that you won't have. I remember watching the TV in 1969 when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. Apparently I saw that. Now, I remember bits of that experience. I just didn't realize it was Neil Armstrong landing on the moon at the time. Because I was 3. That was the same year that the Batman series with Adam West came out. Oh my Godfathers, that was a terrible series. Even at the time, it was the best. It wasn't the best you could do, but you know, oh my goodness. Now, the TV series that I loved before Batman came out was Desert Crusader. Now, you will never have heard of it, but it was a short-lived French TV series that made it onto British TV screens 1968-ish. And it was called Thibaut ou les Croisades in French, Desert Crusader in English. And oh, I hope you have a good day too. Did you subscribe? That's the most important thing on my mind. Let me put it this way. If I were to refresh my desktop right now, would I get 211 subscribers rather than 210? You did! I noticed. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I wish I could have a rule here. I will chat to you if you subscribe. But actually, I don't have that rule. But, you know, I have to grow the channel somehow. My goal, in case anybody is wondering, is to be... I have a specific number. I would like to have 320 subscribers by the time this channel is a year old, which is about mid-October. I can conceivably make it, and in the meantime I will beg and plead for subscribers like a rich child asking their rich parents for a pony at Christmas. Well, I won't beg and plead, but you get the general drift. My next subscriber special is planned to be for 500. I did one at 100. I did a special, 2 specials at 200. When I get to 500, I will do something else, and I have no idea what I will do. Probably shave my head on stream. Ignore the Twitch comments. They are incorrigible. Ignore them. Do not do what they say. And if you do, tell me what happens, okay? But I suspect you will regret it. I tell you what, if I get 500 subscribers by October, I will shave my head on stream while I'm playing the game, okay? How about that? But I'm not going to get 500 subscribers by October. I mean, to be honest with you, what's the difference between a shaved head and what I have now? A couple of millimeters, maybe? But yeah, tell you what. Yeah, if I get 500 subscribers by October, yeah, I'll shave my head on stream. Nope, that now you've got me wondering about the logistics of that, because have you ever shaved your head and you gotta wear it? I have to think about that. I wouldn't look any different, Skylar. I would just be the same as me, but with slightly more skin on my head. I'll tell you what, Skylar, I should stream with you more often. Your reactions make it worthwhile. Now, just to illustrate the international aspect of this game, Skylar here is from Malaysia. And I am from... Well, I'm not from. I am living in Lancashire, in the north of England. And I have known Skylar for over a year, since me and another account that I was playing simultaneously adopted her, and we've been actually playing the game together ever since. And she has become, honestly, a very good friend, and I am blessed, not in the religious sense, but I am very fortunate that I know her. And I hopefully made her just blush to the extent that her skin would show up in infrared. Because I guarantee she had no idea that I was going to say that. But, and I may embarrass her, yeah, no. So, I should also point out that Skylar is young enough to be my daughter. But still. An adult, but still young enough to be my daughter. Let's face it, most of the people who watch my channel are young enough to be my offspring. Nope. You know what? I decided I am not necessarily going to tell the story of how Skylar and I met. You're going to have to subscribe, and maybe I'll tell you some other point how that happened. Skylar has never actually had the dubious advantage of listening to me while I narrate. And to be honest with you, it's actually made a whole lot more fun by the fact that she's here. Hey! Hang on. By the way, if you're wingless and you can... Oh, hang on a second. The good thing about this game is I can take 5 seconds to get my second computer back online. And the reason I do this is because I've got a clock over there. Mm. Excuse me. I hate that they do that. You have to sort of jump around blind. Why can't they have this thing where they say, oh, you've been to this location 100 times. We don't need to do this whole sort of cinematic focus on the blasted altar type thing. I don't need it. First time, okay, yes. Second time, maybe. You know, there's a limited number of times where that particular cinematic is necessary. I know where I'm going. Can we please not do it after the, oh, I don't know, 7th or 8th time? By the way, always bow. Thank you. There is a kind of a shortcut. You don't have to do that dark plant. You can actually go into Forest Ends and come back, and half the time somebody else will have taken care of the plant for you. But, you know, I'm in no rush, are you? In case you're wondering, Nimue here, how do I put this politely? Not only are they gender fluid, they really don't care about going through the whole wing buff, get the wings thing. I have other accounts which do. Nimue is just like a case of nope, don't give a crap. With apologies. That is the worst language I've used. Oh, hang on a second. On this stream, ever since it started. But she genuinely just doesn't care. And I just realized we forgot something. No, we didn't. No, we went to Grandma's. Oh, server split. Server splits happen all the time. You even see it in Warframe. I say even. Yeah. You're connected to a server, you're with a friend, and then you get split up. It happens, and then the general rule is one of you catches up with the other. And I suspect by the time I get to this region, Skylar will have, hopefully, oops. Okay. I am going to go home. and try and find Skylar there. I am going to change in the meantime. This is Nimue, the whatever they are, guard. But they made their name and reputation as a pirate, which I will now attempt to recreate. Oh grief, hang on a second. Ah, alright. Thivia has to restart. And there they are. Sorry, Skylar has to restart. I don't want the shield. The funny thing is about styles in the game, I have found, is that certain of your personalities sort of develop their own style and keep wanting to return to them. So Nimue here, they got their sort of style as the pirate, and so now they're a pirate again, because it's not exactly stand out, but I tell you what, I never see anybody with the eye patch mask like that ever. It's non-existent, so it stands out. What were we doing? Oh yes, I know, I remember. I haven't done this in forever. This is something we've done. I used to do a lot more of this, and then when my time became much more restricted, especially as I started streaming, I didn't have the time to do what we're going to do now, which is basically change my antlers to yellow. No, go to the hidden forest. And let me explain why. If you're a new player, the hidden forest, this is easy, it's calm, it's interesting. This is fun, it's exciting. This is the first time you actually experience trouble. Now, me personally, I remember my first few days in the game. All right. Last February 2024. I arguably notoriously made it to Eden inside of 2 days. 2 days, literal days, not figurative. I made it into Eden, wandering around, wondering what the heck I was supposed to do. So there was never any particular fear for me of the hidden forest. But the hidden forest is dangerous to moths. They can do the equivalent of losing light here. And it can be threatening and dangerous. It's the first real danger you experience in the game. They can get through this bit. This bit is not a problem. They can get through the next bit. The next bit is not a huge problem. You should go to bear in mind, the rain washes, as it says, washes away your light. It doesn't kill you exactly. You can't die in the game, per se. But if you're a new player, it can be scary. And the scariest place of all, in this particular realm, is where we're going next. Which is the boneyard. Because there's big open areas. There's plenty of cover. It's not really a huge deal. By the way, you can get through here wingless. I've done it myself. Mind you, when I say you can get through here wingless, I mean you can get through here wingless without realizing that a wingless can't die or suffer. I mean, wingless are as tough as a tungsten cannonball. But here is the dangerous bit if you are a new player. We picked this up already, didn't we? Yeah. It's this bit. Between here and the temple is where new players really run into trouble. So what we're doing here is we're going to make sure everything is lit. Give them the best chance they can. Those are lit over there. Oh, that one isn't. So a new player now can, in principle, come from the beginning there to this torch, to that torch. You can recharge at the torch. And I swear, you can in fact get through most of this as a wingless. The one place you can't go as a wingless is up to the temple, but that's not our problem at this point. At this point, we just want to enable them to come through here. So make sure the bridge is up, lights are lit. This is my go-to place when I want to specifically say, I'm here to help. And then if you're going to help people here, you want to switch off the rain for yourselves. Now, here's the interesting thing about the game. Your perspective of a realm is not what everybody else sees. So, Skylar there has gone off, and right now I can tell you it's not raining for her. She could come back here and, you know, what I'm doing right now, you can see it's harming me a bit. It isn't doing the same for her, but if I go here, now we're in the same boat. So anybody coming into this realm is going to get rained upon, even though it isn't raining for me and Skylar. So what we do now is we wait around a bit, see whether anybody shows up that we can help. And here's somebody. And they know what they're doing. Yep. Now, Skylar won't appreciate me telling you this, but I have had endless fun with their misspellings. You should ask her about varnishing. I do believe they heard that. Where did they come from? Come here and be helped. No, they don't need our help. They've been through here before. I will say one thing about Skylar. She is far better at the emotes than I am. I am not an especially emotional person, so I don't associate well with most of the emotes. I have seen players in this game, they will run through emotions like a tidal wave, and it means something. They're good at it. Me, all I can do is go, smile, bow, thank you. That's it. This, by the way, is the slight downside with saying, you know what, I'm going to help somebody in a specific location. Half the time, it takes a while for people to come through. I see a black screen and I want to paint it black. Oh, do you know what? I am terribly, terribly tempted to see if I can't find that song by the Rolling Stones. Okay, now I am going to create some controversy here when I say this. The Rolling Stones, in my opinion, did one decent song in their entire career, and that is Paint It Black. That's it. That's the only decent song that they did. Hey, I get to discuss. I can discuss anything I want. It's my live stream. Movies, music, books, science. I can even have a go against the anti-science brigade if you want, but with only 3 people watching, 2 of which are on screen right now, I don't really see the point. But who knows? Maybe multiple people will see this eventually. It doesn't seem likely. I'm literally just doing this for the fun of it. Nope. Now, what you don't know is that Skylar here is being very accommodating of me because it's a live stream, and I do seriously appreciate it. Prairie Peaks is arguably my second favorite location in the game. My favorite location is probably Crescent Oasis. I might show you that actually. I don't go there that often for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that nothing much happens there within the game. It's an underused location, and when you only have limited time, you don't tend to go. The other reason I don't go there is it makes me very sad because I used to live in a place very like that. And you know, I'll never be able to go back. So, yeah. But Prairie Peaks is nicely generic, so let's go have a little look. Pick up dyes, I suspect. Drat. I thought I clicked on that. So this is Prairie Peaks. I remember, oh grief, nearly a year ago, when Days of Nature, I think, was going on, when we had thunderstorms here. I made friends with one player, and I brought them here. And they took one look, and there was lightning, and it was beautiful. And they said, "I'm scared. Take me back." And I was slightly shocked because the game is almost completely safe. I mean, you can't die. You're not going to lose your character. And they thought this, admittedly with lightning and thunder, was threatening. I look at it and it's like, that is magnificent. That's really nice. No, I don't see what's coming. Honks. But that experience of a new player who I brought here with nothing but the best intentions to show them something beautiful, and they looked at it and said, "I'm scared." That was quite saddening. I mean, literally, I took them out, and I never saw them again. I suspect I scared them out of the game. And yet, I know, this is, I won't say it is one of the most beautiful spots in the game. It's underused, to be honest with you. By the way, if you honk to pick up what do you call them? Dies. Honk. If you're with somebody, watch closely. If they don't change color, honk again, because the second time they'll pick up the colors. Now, fortunately, yeah. And if somebody bows at you, bow back or wave at them, acknowledge them. It's only polite. What the heck is that? Oh, it's theirs. Okay, Skylar, show off your stick. Go on. This is the shepherd's stick from the current season of Embers. While I'm not exactly notorious, I mean, with arguably, hang on a second. Only 211 subscribers, I never will be. I am known for saying in Warframe, yeah, hit the enemies with a pointy stick. So this is entirely not seeing it. Okay. By the way, if anybody wants to join me while I'm online, you're welcome. As long as you're A, subscribed, and B, don't assume you're going to get famous from doing so, because trust me, you're not. You can, if you're skilled at euphemisms and double entendres, get away with quite a bit in this game. Not that I necessarily recommend you try, but you can. For example, whoops. How did we achieve that earlier? I definitely could see her wand effect, but now apparently I can't. I hope it's still there. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything wrong. I wasn't censored. I just don't like the anniversary that much. I don't do well in crowds, even in a video game. I really do not. Now, why do I like this place? This, to me, is very much inspired by New Mexico and Arizona. That whole banding you see there is classic in some parts of Arizona. I never saw it myself in person. The dunes, you can get sand dunes in Arizona and Death Valley. And I spent 10 years of my life in Arizona. And the idea of an oasis in the desert like this is, you can find that in Arizona. Not quite like this, but, you know, close enough. Well, not even close enough. In Arizona, if you had this little oasis by a little lake, it would be cottonwood trees and surprisingly dense vegetation. But, yeah, this place always makes me sad because I'll probably never go back. And there are other places in the world that I would rather go, but none of them make me feel the way that this does. Now, there was a season that was based here, Season of the Nine-Colored Deer. That's based around mythology from the Asian subcontinent, what we'd otherwise call the Indian subcontinent. Slightly confusing thing is that this is a story set in the Indian subcontinent, and yet we're in an area with some of this looks like it's inspired by the Anasazi cliff dwellings. And like I say, the banding we're seeing here, classic parts of Mexico. Yeah, no, Arshin, no, you're quite right. Prairie Peaks and Crescent Oasis are grossly underused, and I have no idea why. They're some of the best places to go. And because of the nature of my life, I end up running candles for an hour or an hour and a half tops, if I'm lucky, trying to get 10, 15 candles at the same time that I'm gifting my regulars with hearts. You know, you get the general idea. But this is, no, one of my favorite. This is, yeah, one of my favorite places. Yeah, a question once showed up in Facebook, you know, of all the realms in Sky, where would you want to live? And this, yeah, definitely. But granted, I happen to love the desert. I'm English. The English have this weird fascination with regions other than their own, and I'm one of those who was lucky enough to actually live in a desert. I lived for 10 years in the Sonoran Desert. I loved it. My brother went even further. He lived in the Sahara. Well, he worked in the Sahara for, oh grief, I can't remember how long, 10, 12 years? 1 month on, 1 month off at a oil field in Algeria. That was his regular job. You know, miles from nowhere. So no. The English and the Chinese strangely have a lot in common. Everywhere you go in the world, you will find English and Chinese. Because for whatever reason, we like to go places and do things. I'm sure that's a stereotype, and I'm sure it's not entirely accurate, but I'm pretty certain if you go to central Austria, you won't find too many Portuguese. But I guarantee you'll find English and Chinese. There are 3 wings here, by the way, if anyone's interested. One over there, one about there, and one through the tunnel. And there's also light, if you want it. And by the way, if you play the quest, it has one of the most satisfying quests in the whole thing. And I won't spoil it for you, but trust me. Yeah, it does. It's got one of the most satisfying quests in the entire game. And that's not just my opinion, that is objectively true. Okay, yeah, it's my opinion. And Skylar here is being very, very kind by letting me just drag her around to random places. Because there are candles here. I don't know how many people know this, but there are candles here. Oh, hang on a second. Well, apparently Thivia got a forced shutdown, so I'm gonna head back home and wait for them to show back. Yep, they're back. No, but that is arguably the most underused area of the entire place. Prairie Peaks gets more attention. Actually, I tell you what. Isle of Dawn, nothing much happens there. It's just treated as an introduction. Once you get through everything there, you never go back. Except for Caves of Prophecy, but that's almost like a secondary thing. But I tell you what, there's one more... Oh, you Skylar, you shouldn't have done that. Thanks for the heart. This is something we used to do on a regular basis. Yeah, it occurs to me I could just switch text on and hang on. What am I doing? There is a text-to-speech feature in the game now. I could use it, but I am now using text-to-speech. Is this working? It worked. No, speech to text. I got that wrong. Sorry, I meant speech to text. Now all we're going to do is collect dies here because it's fun. Hang on, Skylar. I have to deal with the question. Yes, there is. It depends on your platform. I'm on Linux/Windows, so I press T and talk, and it works. It varies depending on iPad Touch. I could almost do a video on explaining how it's a pain in the neck. I don't know about Android, and I don't know about everything else. How do I find the new season? It's okay. Actually, I hope they keep everything after the season opened. I think they will because there's a map shrine there. I sincerely hope they keep it because it is actually the best thing about the new season isn't the season. It's the technological demonstration of showing what a world in a game can look like. The marketplace and the regions around it look and feel almost real. They are very good. I wish other games would do the same kind of thing. The other game that I can think of that does a moderately good job of doing the same kind of thing is actually Warframe. You go to Cetus in Warframe, and you get this feeling of a real live market. And what that game company have done with that is fantastic. It's really good. I am not one to over enthuse about anything, in truth. But what that game company has done with the Season of the Two Embers and the marketplace is, yeah. I mean, actually, I tell you what, one of the game has a lot going for it. Obviously, I love it, so I am completely biased. So you can take what I say about the game with a pinch of salt. Absolutely, you can. I'm biased in its favor. I'm not biased in favor of that game company, but I'm biased in favor of this game. But there's a lot of things that that game company has done right and very well. One of those is the way that, and I referenced this earlier, is the way that avatars interact with each other, even when you're not doing anything. They will look at each other, they will make it look like they're part of a group, which is fantastic. I mean, it really is. It makes you feel like it's a real world thing. It's remarkable. I've played other games which are arguably more technologically advanced. They don't have the same things going for them. And Sky is also one of the least toxic games, but that's a whole different subject matter. And their marketplace, yeah, no, it's remarkably well done. I wish there was a better free roam aspect to it, but it is well done. It's at least as good as Warframe's markets on places like Earth and Venus, and those two produce remarkably good simulations of, oh, this is a real place. Other games don't do that. Palia, no, doesn't do it. Small World doesn't do it. And I am actually going to have to take, hang on a second, I need to tell I have a need to pee. No, pee. That worked. Or sorry, that's funny. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Old man's bladder. Hang on a second, Skylar. Somebody is asking me a question. Yes. In fact, if you look at Nimue's cape here, that is custom dyed. Yeah, so no, unlock the dye workshop. The dye workshop is a game changer. So yeah, no, that cape comes in red. And I have tried to match it so that the dominant color of the cape matches Nimue's top there, with accents that match the rest of her ensemble, their ensemble. Oops, I just revealed something which I should not have done. Oops. I forget how to do this. No, I don't. If I get this just right, we can make it. The best reason to come here is for the black dyes, by the way. Yeah, no. Oh no. You want to come through here. It's relatively easy to do. Relatively, with the emphasis on relatively. You can skip and jump through here. It's not a problem. See? Easy. Oh no, I was not left traumatized. I have said on numerous occasions, going through Eden the first time was my best gaming experience of my life. And I mean that. Seriously. I was, not this account, older account, literally 2 days, real-time days. I made it to Eden, didn't know what I was doing. Had no idea what I was doing there. And this veteran player, who I don't see enough of, but who is the only other person in England that I know of in the game. Damn it. Sorry, pardon my French. Took me through. Hang on a second, let me just get you somewhere safe. But no, it was No, that first time through, fantastic. Somebody took me through. I had no idea what I was doing. It was scary as hell, to be honest, and yet utterly worthwhile doing. Ultimately, it led me to believe, as I still do believe, that the whole purpose of the game ultimately is to teach you about self-sacrifice. And that first time through Eden is one of the most important things in life. Doing good without expectation of reward. And I had no idea. So yeah, no, Eden is I think it's from after that first time, Eden becomes just another game function, to be honest with you. I'm not going all the way up, by the way. I'm just here to collect black dye, so I'm just waiting for this to go through, and then we'll... Don't need red dye, so we'll just go home from here. And I think that pretty much brings us to the end of this live stream. I hope everybody watching enjoyed it. I'll tell you one thing. In terms of views versus likes, this is probably one of my most successful live streams, and I appreciate everybody who left me a like. If you subscribed and I haven't checked, I appreciate that as well. And if you didn't subscribe, then I have to ask, why? But yeah, no. I've been doing this for 2 hours, and it was purely unplanned. Me and Skylar there thought this would be a fun thing to try, so we did. So that sky, without explanation, without reason, without anything else. I hope you are inspired to try it or try further. Anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of the day. Be good to each other. Be kind to children and animals. And I will see you next time.